Hi, it's Heather from Spiritual Signage. Today's story, I'm actually going back to license plates and dogs because those are some of my favorite stories. So there was August of 2021, and we were about 2/3 the way through this first season of owning a campground in New Hampshire. And our dear black lab, she was an American black lab named Lexi, began having some severe medical issues, and within a couple of days, she passed away. The story of adopting her 2 years earlier in 2019, I'm saving for another video because that deserves a special video of its own. But so we had to say goodbye to our dear sweet Lexi, who was our other dog Kizzy's mama bear. Kizzy was only 3 or 4 months old when we adopted the two of them. So Lexi was 8 and Kizzy was 3 months old. Needless to say, when Lexi passed away in August of 2021, Kizzy went into an immediate depression. I've never seen a dog so sad. And Stephen and I were devastated as well. But it was even harder to watch our dog Kizzy. I'm doing that because she's laying on her dog bed right next to me. It was even harder to watch her so sad. She would go under the picnic table in our fenced yard at the campground and just curl up under there and not want to come out. And so we had said all along that someday when Lexi passed away, because she was so much older than Kizzy, that we would get a playmate for Kizzy instead of another older dog. So at the time, Kizzy was 2, and we began looking for dogs. I was immediately drawn to a gorgeous yellow lab that you've met in another video, our Luna, and her pictures in Pet Finder just immediately drew me in. I knew that this was Kizzy's next playmate. I reached out to the pet rescue, and sure enough, she was being fostered right down the road from us. It could not have been more perfect. So we said, Kizzy's really depressed, and we want to make sure that this is a really good fit before we bring in another dog. We wanted to make sure that Kizzy was going to be okay with this new dog. The lady who was fostering her was actually a dog trainer, and she brought Luna over for Kizzy and Luna to meet. Well, they hit it off immediately. We went for a walk around the campground, 35 acres. I believe it was a Tuesday, and so it was quiet there. We walked them all through the campground. They got along great. I was like, okay, this is good. And then we decided, let's bring her over one more time. So the dog trainer, Sandy's husband, Tim, brought Luna back over on that Sunday afternoon, and it was raining. So we let Kizzy and Luna play in the pavilion where it was covered, and they just ran around and around and around, and they were like instant BFFs. It was so wonderful to watch, and it really warmed my heart. And it couldn't have been more perfect. Kizzy, come. Good girls.
Yeah, that thing falls down.
Now, is that your dog or is that someone else's?
This is someone else's, yeah. That's Molly. She's a sweetheart.
Hello, Molly.
So we brought Luna home on Tuesday. She was ours. They had to take her to the vet on Monday just to do all the usual. And we brought her home on the 24th, August 24th. Lexi had passed away about 2 weeks earlier at this point. The night that we brought Luna home, I had to run an errand that evening, and it was dark out, but I come up to a red light, and the car in front of me had the license plate Moon Mom. We had named her Luna, Luna for the moon, and there is this license plate Moon Mom. Two days later, I'm in town, and I get out of my car, and there's the license plate, Lab Nerd. Now, Lexi was a pure lab, and Luna is a pure lab. Both of them rescues, both of them 100% labs. We had Luna's DNA done later when we did Kizzy's. Kizzy's actually 60% Beagle, 40% lab, and Luna is 100% American lab. So for me to see the license plate, Lab Nerd, like that was to me the nod from Lexi that she approves of Kizzy's new best friend. She's ever the mama bear, even from the other side, letting us know that we got Kizzy, her best friend, and the two of them are inseparable now. And interestingly enough, Luna is more, you cannot take Kizzy away from Luna. She gets really upset if Kizzy's not around. So anyway, seeing the Lab Nerd license plate 2 days after adopting Luna was just the confirmation that I needed. Another example of how our pets, our loved ones, anyone on the other side can send us messages as long as you're awakened to seeing them. So anyway, I hope you like this story too. And if you do, obviously, if you like it, subscribe and all that free stuff would be awesome. And I hope you have a great day.